Let me tell you something, Pack Nation. So, we were the youngest team in the National Football League last season. Not one of the youngest, the youngest. Dead last in average roster age. And all off-season long. All off-season. Every analyst, every talking head, every jagoff on the internet was saying the same thing. Too young. This team is too young. They need veterans. They need proven guys. They need leadership in the locker room. That is why they lost games they should have won. Youth. Too much youth. We hear you. So Gute goes out this offseason and signs Benjamin St. Juste, 28 years old. Zaire Franklin, 29 years old. And Javon Hargrave, 33 years old. Pack Nation, I am not complaining about these players. I want to make that clear right now. Hargrave, I am thrilled about Hargrave. Two-time Pro Bowler, 11 sacks in 2022. Under Jonathan Gannon in Philadelphia, this man was a wrecking ball. Zaire Franklin, the guy led the entire NFL in tackles 2 years ago. Leading tackler in the whole league. That is not a bum they dragged out of a retirement home. And St. Juste, good corner. Nice addition to the secondary. These are quality football players. So what am I upset about? I will tell you what I am upset about. I do not know what we are anymore. I am getting whiplash over here. We were the youngest team in football. That was the identity. That was the bet. Jordan Love is growing. The receivers are young. The offensive line is developing. We are building something. We are going to be terrifying in 3 years. And yes, some of that youth cost us last year. I lived through every painful snap of it right here in Peshtigo. But that was the plan. Suffer a little now, dominate later. And then the offseason hits, and we go get a 28, a 29, and a 33. 3 guys with a combined age of 90. Pack Nation, my fantasy football team has a lower average age than our new free agent class. This is like, okay, you know what this is like? This is like my buddy Tomek. Tomek works down at the paper mill. Great guy. Been there 20-some years. Tomek decides he's going to get in shape. He is serious this time. Brand new gym membership, buys the running shoes, the whole thing. First week, he is running every single day. His wife is proud of him. His kids are proud of him. I run into him at the gas station, and he looks like a new man. He says, Sal, I am committed. This is a lifestyle change. We are playing the long game, brother. 3 weeks later, I see him at the hardware store. He is moving slow. I said, Tomek, what happened? He goes, I hurt my knee on the treadmill, so I switched to swimming. I said, that is fine. Swimming is great. He goes, well, I also signed up for Thursday bowling because his brother-in-law, Dale, said it would be good cardio. Is bowling cardio, Tomek? He thinks it counts. He is now also doing a Wednesday spin class and cannot feel his left leg on Thursdays. You understand what I am saying? The man started with a plan, a real plan, and now he is doing 4 different things that half contradict each other, and his knee hurts. That is Gute this offseason. We had a vision. What happened to the vision? I am not even saying the youth plan was working perfectly. I am a realist. I watched this team play last year, and I know we had problems. But you do not fix a young team by just cramming veterans into it like leftovers into a Tupperware that is already full. You end up with a roster identity that is neither here nor there. And brother, that is how you end up confused in November. And here is the part that is really cooking my noodles. Last year, we had the youngest team in the league, and people said we needed veterans. Fine. Now we bring in veterans, and someone is going to say, we are not developing youth anymore. We cannot win the conversation no matter what. But Gute is the one making the moves. I am just the guy in Peshtigo trying to keep up. My daughter walked past me this morning while I was reading about the Hargrave signing. She is 11. She goes, "Daddy, is that good?" And I sat there for like 4 full seconds trying to figure out the honest answer. I said, "Yeah, honey, I think so, but also I do not know what we are doing anymore." She stared at me, picked up her backpack, and walked out the door without a word. 11 years old. That child has more peace in her soul than I have had since training camp. My wife came through 20 minutes later and just put a hand on my shoulder. Did not say a word, like you do for someone at a funeral. That is where I am at right now, Pack Nation. That is where Big Sal is sitting this Tuesday morning.
Because here is what I need someone to explain to me.
We have Jordan Love, 26 years old. We have Jaden Reed, 24. We have Romeo Dobbs, 24. We have Rasheed Walker on the line, 25. We have Christian Watson, who just turned 24. We have a core here, a young, developing, talented core of players who needed to grow up together. And the NFL history books are full of teams that stuck with the young core, stayed patient, and then exploded once that core hit their mid to late 20s. So, was the answer to go find veterans who are already in their mid to late 20s, or past them entirely in Hargrave's case? Are we bridging a gap? Are we trying to win right now while Love is on his rookie deal? Are we pivoting from a 5-year plan to a 2-year plan? Because if we are, just say that. I can get behind winning right now. I have been in this basement waiting for another Super Bowl run my entire adult life. I am here for it. But somebody has to say it out loud. You follow what I'm saying? The Packers cannot walk into every press conference sounding like they are still running the young team-building speech while simultaneously going out and making the roster 3 years older in 1 week. Pick the speech that matches the roster, or pick the roster that matches the speech. One of the two. Look, and I've said this before on this show, I trust Brian Gutekunst more than I would trust myself. That is the honest truth. The man found Jordan Love before anybody else had the nerve to take him. He drafted Romeo Dobbs in the 6th round. He has found talent in places nobody was looking. So I'm not sitting here telling you Gute is a dummy. That is not the argument. The argument is, tell me the plan, man. Tell me where we are going. Am I crazy? Someone tell me I am crazy. My neighbor, Gary Pletcher. Gary does the snow removal. Great guy. Gary came over Saturday, and I explained the whole thing to him. All of it. Youngest team in the league. Then these 3 signings. The age breakdown. Gary listened to the whole thing, nodded real slow, and goes, "Sounds to me like he's trying to do both." And I said, "Gary, you cannot do both. A team does not have 2 identities. You are either building or you are winning. You cannot be the youngest team in the league in October and the oldest free agent class in March." Gary thought about it for a second and goes, "My brother-in-law, Denny, tried to run a restaurant and a car wash at the same time." I said, "Gary, what happened?" He said, "Denny lost both. The restaurant smelled like car wax, and the car wash had a fryer in it. Nobody wanted either one. I had to sit down because that is the fear. Not that Hargrave is a bad player. He is not a bad player. I already told you I'm excited about Hargrave. Not that Franklin is wrong for this defense. He led the league in tackles. Are you kidding me? The fear is that 2 years from now, this roster is in no man's land. Our young guys did not get the development reps because veterans were eating snaps. The veterans are now 31, 32, pushing 35. And we are right back to the same conversation, except now we have neither the youth upside nor the veteran prime years. That is the nightmare scenario. That is what I'm pacing around my kitchen about. I want to be wrong. I'm telling you right now, Pack Nation, I am begging to be wrong. If Hargrave and Gannon work their 2022 Philadelphia Magic here in Green Bay, if Franklin is the heartbeat of this defense, if St. Juice locks down that secondary and we go out there and win, I will be the first person on this microphone eating every single word of this rant. I will eat it with a fork and a napkin and say thank you. I will say Gute cooked and I was the knucklehead. That is a promise. But somebody needs to give me the vision, a North Star, something to hold on to. Because right now, I feel like I'm watching someone try to drive to Door County without looking at the map. No GPS, no directions, just gut instinct and vibes. Maybe you get there and it is beautiful, and the fish fry is incredible. Maybe you end up in Sheboygan staring at a gas station, wondering where you went wrong. You do not know. You just drive and hope. And the whole family is sitting in the back seat asking if we are there yet. All right, that's what I got today. If this rant hit you anywhere close to how it hit me, and I know it did, I know Pack Nation is feeling this, then subscribe right now. Drop us a review. 5 stars if you love the green and gold, even on the confusing weeks. Tell a friend. Tell whoever watches games with you on Sundays. I'm Big Sal from Peshtigo, and I will see you next time. Go Pack Go, I think.